and welcome to episode 16 of the Irish Bowls podcast, Jack in the Box. It's Ian and Chris here to chat about all things Irish Bowls. Afternoon, Chris.
Afternoon, Ian.
It's been a few weeks, Chris, or months actually, I suppose, since our last catch-up, due to one reason or another. So what's been happening with your good self?
Not much, Ian. Just ticking along. It has been quite a while since we last chatted.
Bowling away?
Playing a little bit, yes.
Very good, successfully?
Sometimes.
Very good.
Not a lot changes.
Very good indeed. As we're recording this episode, folks, on Tuesday the 28th of July, there's really only one place to start, I guess. And that's with the 2026 Glasgow Commonwealth Games. And the brilliant display of our men's singles player, Gary Kelly, and our ladies pair of Chloe Wilson and Shauna O'Neill, who, Chris, have just captured bronze medals this morning.
Yes, super performance by all three of them to capture bronze medal. Obviously, both would have preferred to have been played in the gold medal match, and the girls probably particularly were unlucky not to make the gold medal match. But, in both competitions, they managed to pick themselves up again, which can't be easy going into the bronze medal match, but come out on top in good contested games. So great that they're coming home with two medals again.
Well, I think watching the game last night, the girls especially held match 3 times virtually, and were so unfortunate against Malaysia not to get over the line.
Yeah, very much so. Gary, maybe just a wee bit disappointed, probably just didn't hit the heights that he had been playing at. Just in the semi-final, not taking anything away from Sam Tolcher to beat him. But again, picked himself up in a very tough game against Aaron Wilson, obviously, who beat him in the final 4 years ago in Birmingham. Obviously nice that they both come out with medals at the end, or all three of them.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Chris, if you're getting a bronze medal at that elite type of event, it's a magnificent achievement. I think that's, as we speak, that's the 4th medal for Team Northern Ireland.
Yeah, that's a great achievement so far. Only a few days into the games, obviously a totally different games than we're used to in the past.
Well, obviously we're indoor, Chris, and the 4-rink scenario. What's your thoughts on it so far?
I think given what the limitations they had, I think it's going quite well. Obviously they had to work within what they could in relation to the timings and the scheduling, much reduced with only singles and pairs in the mainstream, and obviously para involved as well with the reduced numbers of teams. But from what I can see, it seems to be going quite well. I think the sets situation is probably helping with the viewing. I know they've been doing a lot of streaming, and that probably helps their viewers watching it and probably makes it something happening all the time rather than longer games. So that's probably a positive.
I think from a player perspective, it's probably very, very cutthroat. And it's maybe not what the players would want, ideally. Yes. However, from a viewer perspective, I feel having the options on TNT Sports of watching every game is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that works pretty well. And my opinion would be that will be the model going forward for future Commonwealth Games.
Whether, when hopefully they get on to outdoor surfaces, can have more countries involved in 4 years' time. Whether they decide to go along the same route or not, I don't know. But yes, the shorter sets, and ends and that is certainly very cutthroat. You can't afford any slip-ups.
Big shout out to Team NI's flag bearer, Mr. Gary Kelly.
Yes, great honour.
Tremendous honour for Gary to...
I think, did Marty have that honour? Marty McHugh had that honour, didn't they?
Previously, Jeremy.
Did Jeremy? I wasn't sure where Jeremy had done as well.
To lead out the team. And interesting, Chris, I don't know if you know this, but you know most things. England was led out by Shan Honour.
Did notice that, yes.
Let me see. Scotland was led out by Alex Marshall.
Alex Marshall and Paul Foster did the address.
And Wales was led out by Dan Salmon. I think that's right. Yeah. So a real boost for the sport of bowls in the UK.
Very much so. Home nations, bowls is obviously one of the major sports within it. So it's great to see them being recognised right across.
And as we say, Chris, tremendous feat for our players to come away with 2 bronze medals. Obviously, everybody's looking at elusive gold medal at any major event, but especially the Commonwealth Games probably. But Adam and Gary have another shot at it this week.
Yes.
Coming, as does Shauna.
Yeah, Gary goes again along with Adam in the pairs and Shauna in the singles. So obviously we wish all of them all the best over the next few days.
Absolutely, Chris. Before we continue, Chris, probably because we haven't been on air, shall we say, for a few weeks and months, I know we had some success in Australia back probably in March, April time.
Just before we move off the Commonwealth Games, I think we're remiss given our involvement in the para side if we didn't give a shout out to Scotland on winning the VI pairs at the Commonwealths, where it was Mary Stevenson and Robert Barr with their directors, Jim Aiken and Sarah Jane Ewing. Obviously, we had a lot of dealings with through that, so obviously congratulations to them. But yes, World Indoor, Shauna again involved and Adam, both there come away with a bronze medal in the mixed pairs.
In other news, folks, would like to extend a massive congratulations to Sammy and Jim Baker on their recent introduction into the World Bowls Hall of Fame. Fair to say, Chris, a pretty well-deserved achievement.
Oh, very much. Two stalwarts in Irish bowls for many, many years. So yes, very well-deserved achievement for both of them.
I think for Sammy, I had a look at his track record, 6 or 7 major medals. And what I mean major medals, I mean Commonwealth Games and World Championships, which is bowling parlance known as their sort of major events. Jim, 6 or 7 as well.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely phenomenal. And Jim, of course, the World Indoor Singles. So I think Jim is 6. I think Sammy has actually 7. So phenomenal achievements during their illustrious bowling career.
Very, very long careers, both of them, obviously, for club and country, were stalwarts with there and there, and then played at some of the major events with, quite a bit of success. So, yeah.
Chris, just moving on then to, we're going to have a bit of a roundup of our British Bowls events. But prior to that, we had our new 15-man inter-association at Belmont recently, which I suppose really was a trial for the men's international side.
Yes, in the past, I always just had the senior inter-association around that time and then picked the British Isles team from that. But obviously, given the format has changed over the last few years, they've decided to introduce this new 15-man team inter-association and then picking the Irish team to play in the British Isles from that. So yes, the ILB came out on top in that with 30 points, with then just pipping your own association into second place with 28 points. PGL third in that with 20 points, and the NIBA with 6 points. So ILB obviously had a very good weekend, couple of days. The weekend.
Just tell me, how could the provincials be unbeaten in that series of games and not win it? That's a strange one.
All down to the points here. Obviously 2 points for a win and none for a loss. We would have been sitting top of it, but obviously it was points per event, which again is mirroring what they do in the British Isles. So obviously the rules were there when you entered it, so I don't think you have any complaints.
It's a weird one to me, I have to say. But a big shout out to our friends from down south on winning that championship. Fair call to them, but strange you can go unbeaten and not win the thing. Chris, moving on to the men's series and Ayr. The boys got off to a pretty good start, just probably fell away slightly, possibly.
Yep, yeah, well obviously it's a number of games. I think it was 8 games in total they played. They finished third in the end over the 8 sessions that they ran. They won 22 out of 48 games. I think drew one of them. So that had them finishing in third place. So yeah, I mean, it's a long haul over there. It's quite a lot of games, the different formats, the singles, pairs, triples, and rinks. So
Scotland were victorious, I believe. They won that series.
No, England.
England won it. The last game went down to the last
England went down to the last game.
That's right.
England won actually all 3. Just I know we're going to cover the other ones, but England actually had a clean sweep, the men, women, and the para at the team events.
And Ryan McClure was awarded Player of the Series.
So I believe, yes. I think obviously was very consistent across most, if not all, of the games.
And I think, Chris, the selectors this year, they tried to target a more disciplined type approach in terms of targeting leads and those to play in the middle of the triple and skips and things like that. That seemed to go pretty well, I thought.
It's always a debate of how you do it. They're obviously trying to pick people to play in positions. It comes down to difference when you're not picking 6 rinks as they used to. So you're trying to pick specialists, in singles and rinks and that. So, if they win, the selectors did a good job. If they don't, then they probably should have picked somebody different. It's always the joy of selection. So.
And Chris, moving on to our girls, probably fair to say that our girls were pretty similar to our boys, certainly in terms of points total.
Very similar. They ended up third as well. They won 25 out of their 48 games, so it was one slightly more than the men, but ended up in the same situation. And I think probably just the main ones they lost to the England, sort of with that. But
I think as well, possibly, it's just taken Ireland maybe a couple of seasons just to adapt to this new format. We wouldn't play a lot of singles, pairs, triples and fours and things like that, and it's maybe just taking us a little while just possibly to get up to speed.
From memory, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, I think the ladies finished second in that last year.
They did indeed.
So you could say they might be a little bit disappointed that they've gone down, because obviously it was a wonderful achievement last year in getting the runners-up spot.
And Chris, it was great to see para bowls actually being played at the same time and indeed the same venue as the mainstream.
Yes, the para British Isles used to be held different, actually at a different time of year. I think it used to be in September, but they've been trying to move forwards to get everything more inclusive. So great to be over there, yourself and myself, over with the para team, competing on the same greens, the same time as the main internationals.
And obviously, Chris, when I say obviously, I know the answer to this, but Ireland achieved a third place finish.
Yes, Para managed to achieve third place finish again, which was a marvellous achievement given it's only the second time Ireland have competed in this competition, winning 3 of their 6 sessions, managing to get the better of Wales twice and get the better of England once, who were the eventual winners. So that was obviously a sort of a feather in the cap for the Ireland Para team.
Yeah, I have to say, and I'm biased, of course, but a pretty remarkable performance considering, the 2.5 years that we've been on this Para journey.
Very much so. And I mean, everybody played their part in that. We had a number of people there who were there for their first experience in that British Isles as well, the first experience in any sort of major competition for them, and they all performed very well. So a big shout out to all the players and also our directors who were over, who, again, as we're aware, we couldn't do without and rely on heavily for those events.
Chris, just on that's an interesting note in terms of our directors, and we are so reliant upon them, but we do have a pretty small pool of visually impaired directors, and there is so many opportunities for bowlers out there of all levels to actually step forward and get involved in that very rewarding experience.
Very much so. I mean, the directors we have are very good, but sometimes we're calling upon them quite often and they're obviously not always available. So we'd love to increase that pool. And as you say, the opportunities are there, and it's really anybody that has a good grasp of the strategy of the game and played the game, because they're basically the eyes of the people that are playing. They basically play the game, albeit not playing the bowls. So you're just looking at somebody that has a good knowledge of the game, the actual directing part of the bowler on the mat. We can work with them and let them know that. But if anybody has any interest, then all they're needing is just some interest in helping out and coming along, and they have the opportunities of travelling to across the different places with their players, because every time a VI player steps onto the green, they must have a director with them.
Yeah, and it's such a rewarding experience. Again, if there's anyone out there and you're thinking about it, contact Chris or myself. Come and give it a go. It might be for you, it might not, but it is such a rewarding experience.
Very much so.
Chris, British Isles Championships, we did have some success.
We did, yes. We had successes on the ladies' side and the men's side. We'll start with the ladies. The winner of the singles was Shauna O'Neill. The winner of the under-25 pairs were Hannah and Rachel Cochrane. And the 3 of them teamed up and actually won the triples together as well. So obviously 2 titles for each of them.
Fantastic.
And then staying with the winning side of them, on the men in the pairs, Martin McAleese and Willie McCaw managed to capture the pairs title.
69-year-old Willie McCaw.
You say, I thought you had him at 70. He's younger than I thought.
Well, he told me he's a big birthday's coming up, so I think he's coming 70. But then they've been saying that for 5 or 6 years down our way. So he could be older than that, actually.
But a marvellous achievement. A marvellous achievement by all of them. Winning a British Isles title is not easy. You have to obviously win your own country's title, Irish title first, and then to get over there. So yeah, really, really good. We also had a few beaten finalists. So runners up in the under-18 singles and ladies was Brooke Sterling. And then in both senior ranks on the ladies and the men's side, the ladies was M. Byrne, J. Heed, V. Larrigan and N. Kelly. And the men's side was R. Kelly, R. Toner, J. Leonard and P. Smith. Paul Smith, who helped us out in some of the Para games while we were over there as well. And he is well over 70 and is as keen as mustard to play out all the time if he could.
Yeah, Mr. Smith's a remarkable character. I think he's possibly 78, I think he told me. And yeah, he can bowl. The boy certainly has talent even at 78 years of age. Chris, there's been a lot happening in terms of our younger bowlers, and indeed, with trying to encourage kids, children, young adults to try bowls and get them involved in our sport. The IBF have recently introduced a schools program. On the back of that, that was sort of came from the back of a strategy that was recently developed, trying to engage more in terms of kids and participation, all that type of good stuff. And I believe Nigel Moffat from Rathfriland Bowling Club is helping to lead that up.
Yes, Nigel obviously was involved in schools at the time we were doing bits and pieces, and he's continued to do stuff around Rathfriland. So yes, I think Nigel's heading up the new sort of bit that they're trying to do under the Irish Bowls Federation. I think he's possibly drifting off into Banbridge area as well now and trying to work with some of the schools there. So that's all positive. I mean, Nigel's very good and very keen and working with that. So obviously the more schools that bowls can be introduced to, then the more chances are of getting some youngsters into the game. So that's all positive.
Yeah, and I know Nigel has taken on the concept that probably we introduced at a point in time with local schools around Rathfriland by doing, X number of weeks coaching in each school. and then developing an actual tournament, doing medals and stuff like that, and having a schools tournament, which is absolutely fantastic.
It's super. And as we know from our experience, the kids really love it, and it's great. I'm getting involved, and there's keen as mustard, and they love the sport, and they really enjoy the bowls. It's obviously just getting that step from when that finishes, where we go, and taking that next, and how would I keep them in the sport, and how we get them into clubs. So it's obviously, that's the challenge after that. But it has to start somewhere. So I think, the work that they're doing in the schools at the moment is fantastic.
A big shout out to Nigel. And I think that actually, trying to get kids in from a non-bowling family background is pretty key going forward, and trying to get us on a level with some of those other minority sports that do similar work, and indeed some of the main sports like our Gaelic and football and rugby.
Yeah, very much so.
Chris, just on that, just to continue that theme, there's so many opportunities out there for kids now within our sport of bowls, and indeed within the pathway. For example, we have the Junior Premier League, which has just recently been announced there. I noticed that Neil Booth and Gary McElroy have recently announced that on Facebook, the Irish Bowls Federation Facebook page. That's such a positive initiative to give our young players an opportunity to play against each other competitively.
Yep, very much so. I think there's at least a couple of dates coming up, and I know from the previous years it's been run, the youngsters themselves seem to really enjoy it. They really look forward to it. Gives them a chance playing with and against, their own peers.
100%, Chris, yes. And they also have this under 18 and under 25 pathway days where they all come together as well over the course of the season.
Yes, I was down helping out at the under 18 pathway day they held at Dumbarton this year, and there probably was, well over 30, probably close to 40 on the green. Or the selectors were using it to try and help pick their team or pick panels for their series. But there's a number of people there who were, some of them, played a bit of short mat, hadn't played outdoor before. Some of them just sort of new to it. So it's great to get them all together, and those that aren't maybe making the teams now, let them see that, in a year or two they could be, because the people who are now on the teams were the same as they were a couple of years ago.
And Chris, to top all this off, our mixed under 18 team has just recently returned from competing at the British Isles Home International Series for that level at Leamington Spa with a great deal of success, I believe.
Absolutely magnificent. They come home with a silver medal, having won 3 of their 6 games, beating Wales twice and Scotland once to secure the silver medal. The first time they've obviously achieved such a thing. So given the numbers that Ireland have involved at that level, opposed to mostly other countries, especially Scotland and England, who are the powerhouses, and it's great to manage finish when they finished second to England. But I'll just mention the names of those that were involved. There were 6 girls and 8 fellas. It was Gracie Castley, Ellie Fraser, Erin Fraser, Holly McCulloch, Isabel Ruby Nolan, Brooke Sterling, Will Calvin, Adam Copeland, Taylor Davidson, Joshua Jameson, Alex Jones, Jamie Kidd, Dylan McElroy, and William Robson. So a big shout out to all of them. Obviously, they all played their part. You can't come home with a silver medal as part of a team if you haven't. So, really, really well done to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think England won that series.
England won the series, yes.
But we finished a very, very impressive runner-up and silver medalists. And pretty amazing. I saw some of the video footage on the IBF Facebook page, and also just with people sharing it on the various social media platforms. And it looked a really, really smashing occasion.
Yep. And if you look at the team and look across there, there's 1 or 2 that might be in their last year or just have a year ago, but there's a number there who have 3 or 4 years still to go at that level. So if they're able to help a team to a silver medal, they've got other ones coming in, which is a nice thing. But age group things, there's always opportunities for new ones coming in. Then it bodes well for the future if we can keep those people involved.
Absolutely. Irish Bowls is on that. We're delighted this afternoon to welcome 4 of the under-18 silver medalists from the most recent British Isles series at Leamington Spa. A huge jack-in-the-box welcome to Brooke Sterling, Will Calvin, Adam Copeland, and last but not least from the Toon, Taylor Davidson. Thanks, folks, for joining us today.
Oh, tell him you're glad to be here or something. Speak.
Chris, they're not as quiet on the bowling green.
I was going to say, I don't know. I think you're happy to be here, folks, yeah?
Yeah.
My goodness, okay. We'll just go on, Chris. We'll not do take 2. So, folks, what an achievement, winning a silver medal at the most recent British Isles under-18 event. Will, I'm going to start with you. Where's the medal?
It's sitting up in my room.
A prized possession, I would say, and rightly so. So, Will, tell us, how did it feel not only to win the silver medal, but to pull on that Irish green jersey for the first time outdoors? How did that make you feel?
Oh, that was class. Best feeling I ever had so far in bowls.
Absolutely brilliant. Well done and congratulations. And Adam, I'm going to come to you now. So it's a team of 12. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
So 6 boys,
6 girls.
and 6 girls. Absolutely fantastic. And tell us about the format. How many games did you play and how did you get on?
So we played Scotland in the first game and it was 2 bowl triples, 4 rinks. I think the overall score was 4-5. And then we played Wales in the second game and won that overall. And then we played England in the last game. We didn't get on as well because England had stayed on the same green the whole day and we had to change over.
Right, okay.
But then the second day it went to 3 bowl pairs and a 4.
Very good.
And Jamie Kidd got his rink up against England and Taylor got his pair with Aaron Fraser. Then we played Scotland in the second last game and won it overall. And then we played Wales in the last game and beat them with Jamie playing his last bowl to take the West Bowl out of the head.
And all that culminated in Ireland achieving a second place finish and 12 silver medals. What an achievement. I think that's the best result, Chris, for certainly over the last few years and maybe ever.
Oh, yes. I don't think they finished second before that, so superb achievement.
Maybe that's due to the new management team of Gary McCloy, Paula Montgomery, and John Nolan, or it's maybe more to do with the players, Chris.
Well, if you were talking to the management team, they'd probably claim it, but I think it's more down to the players.
Okay. And Brooke, tell me, from reports that I've heard from speaking to some of the team members, there seemed to be a great buzz, camaraderie, and the crack was mighty.
It seemed that everyone this year gelled a lot better than we have in last year's. There was so much more atmosphere in the green. Anytime we needed anything, there was someone there, to cheer us on or help us with a shot. It was always felt at home, sort of like.
Very good, yeah. And I saw some of the video footage on Facebook, and there was plenty of shouts and support from the crowd, and come on Ireland, and come on Will, Adam and Taylor and Dylan and Brooke, so there's a real good positive vibe.
Yes, definitely. This year there's a lot more energy from all aspects.
Fantastic. And Taylor, tell us, in terms of your personal highlight of the weekend that you can actually say on air, what would that be?
Probably being able to help the team achieve the silver medal and contribute and win the game against Scotland to get the overall, which I don't think they've done in a very long time.
Brilliant. And it's always hard to beat Scotland, Chris, isn't it?
Well, England and Scotland are powerhouses as always in bowls, and especially there's so many underage players. So you're competing against the top level there, so it's great.
And I'm going to take a stab in the dark here, folks. I presume no one's been to Leamington Spa before.
Nope.
No.
And obviously having played there, and Chris has played there as well, it's a great venue for bowls, and there's like 4 or 5 bowling greens. It's just a really nice setup. Would that be fair?
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure there was a good support from other home countries, like supporting their own as well. So a really good vibe, good atmosphere. So guys, going to move on. And I'm going to have a bit of a stab here. I'm actually going to put Chris in the spot because I like to do that. Okay, Chris? So Chris, in terms of this group of under 18 players, I want you to try and give me their ages from left to right, going Will, Brooke, Adam, and Taylor.
Well, thanks very much, Ian.
But isn't it terrific to have them here, Chris, to promote under 18 bowling? Now, come on, give me your words of wisdom.
I know I'm not going over 18 with any of them, so
Correct.
That's a good start. Well,
Will's 32.
Going to go with 15 for Will.
Okay, don't answer Will yet.
Going to go with 17 for Brooke.
Uh-huh.
Going to go for 14 for Adam.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with 15 for Taylor.
Okay. Taylor, your age?
I am 15.
Very good. Adam?
I'm 15.
Okay.
I'm 17.
I'm only 13.
You're only 13. There you are.
50%.
Oh. Well, I had an insight. I know Brooke's doing her driving lessons with a good friend of mine, Barry Moffat, at the moment. So I reckon Brooke was probably 17.
Brooke's played in the under 18 team for about 10 years now, so she had to be 17.
Yeah, well, that's very, very true. So, folks, tell us this. Why do we enjoy playing bowls so much, as Chris and I know that you do? So I'm going to come to Taylor. Tell us why does bowls do it for you?
Bowls does it for me because there's no age limit. You can start from 4 and you can win titles at 4. You can win titles at 80, you can win titles whenever, and you can play at the highest standard
Very good.
at
Just
whatever age.
like your club mate, Wally
Yeah.
McCall, recently won a British Size Pairs title at 70, and there's Taylor at 15 winning a silver medal as well. So that's a good testament to your sport. And Brooke?
Well, I started bowls from a young age, and I grew up and when my dad's playing it, I'd let the less competitive side of it. The more you grow up, the more you get into that competitive side, the more you sort of feel attached. It feels like if you're not playing bowls, you don't really have anything to do anymore.
Yeah, I get that. And there's obviously a very, very strong family connection here. Obviously, Will's dad, your own father, Adam, and your own father, Taylor, actually. So there's a really good family generational bond here, to be fair. And obviously, David, having recently, Chris, won the World Championship out in Australia as well. So give him a big shout out because he told me to say that.
I can believe that, all right.
And he says, why is he not on the podcast as well? So I says, I have to speak to my boss, Chris, here,
We'll have to wait until we're doing an over 50.
So guys, am I right in saying there that the reason why you're all playing bowls and you love bowls so much is through that family connection? Is that all fair?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And tell me, how does that go down with your friends? I'm going to ask that to Will first of all.
My friends don't understand. They just think it's a fun sport, but they don't think it's big. They think it's just a sport play, not played well.
You should be bringing them along, Will, to the bowling green and say, "Look, come and have a go at this."
Yeah. Well, I don't think they understand what it is, though.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's get them on the green, get them down down to Coleraine.
All of them plays football and Gaelic and all that, so they're not interested or anything.
Well, that's part of the challenge we have as a sport, actually, is to try and change that image. Obviously, the football, the Gaelic and the rugby is our big sports probably within Northern Ireland and Ireland. But obviously, bowls is a minority sport, but at the same time, it's so rewarding and there's so many opportunities, Chris.
Well, I think so. And I think the fact that you have 4 people sitting here along with other ones who went away and won a silver medal at a British Isles level, shows what can be done, what the opportunities are for people at that age. So it should be encouraging, hopefully, to other ones.
And Adam, again, I'm going to presume that it was through your dad that you got involved and got the bug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I kind of went along to his games, and whenever his game finished from I was about 3 or 4, since I could hold the bowl, I was kind of just going after the games, and then I started playing competitively at like 11 or 12, started playing for the midweek team. But I think the family is a big side to it, at getting people in, but I think we need to get people in through, not through the family, just try and push it out to other people.
I think that's a great point, Adam, that you've actually touched upon. So bowls has always been, people getting in through their families, through their mums and their dads and their cousins and their grandads and all this type of stuff. But there really is a big gap there to try and get people from non-bowling backgrounds actually involved in the sport. And I know that Irish Bowls Federation have recently tried to develop and promote, Chris, a schools programme. I know it's quite embryonic, but hopefully it will kick on strongly.
Yeah, it is. I think there's some good work been done down Riff Island, Banbridge area with some of the schools. And hopefully that'll keep going. And I think I'm right, and I think I'll use forward down at Dumbarton whenever they had the under-18 pathway day. There's a lot of other ones there. But again, most of them are already involved in bowls, but not necessarily outdoor bowls. Some of them may be just playing short mat, which a lot of younger ones do as well. But I think there's opportunities now for younger ones to get in, and obviously the more opportunities we can create, the better. And
folks, that's a really good point. And obviously, the clubs that you play for, Coleraine, probably more so Ballymoney, and even more so Dumbarton, have a really strong youth setup. And Adam, obviously, I presume Dumbarton maybe have under 25, under 18s, you probably at least 7 or 8. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think it probably is for 7 or 8. And they all are very talented bowlers, some playing on the A team and on the B team, who are both in the top division.
Fantastic. And guys, I know that I know you personally, and I know you have a really good work ethic and practice ethic in terms of your bowling. So this silver medal hasn't came by accident. You guys practice a lot of bowls. So I'm going to just ask you, how many times a week would you play generally? Will?
5 or 6 days a week.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of commitment. Brooke?
Between practice and matches, probably around the same. 5 or 6, probably.
And Adam?
Probably around 4 or 5 days a week, matches and practice.
Probably around 4 or 5. It depends if I have IBAs on.
Of course, as well. Yeah.
I'm sort of thinking I might need to get the teachers in and just say the schoolwork's going well. Let's practice. I
know. But Chris, is there not a GCSE now in bowls?
I think it's about time then to just one yet.
No.
We probably still feel it.
Well, tell us this, folks. In terms of the progression that you've made and getting onto this under-8 team, and obviously indoor and outdoor and short mat and all the opportunities that are there, the pathway and the opportunity now for kids like yourselves within Irish Bowls is pretty good. And obviously the things like the Junior Premier League and the pathway days, how has that helped bring you to this level? I'm going to ask that to Brooke.
Well, especially the JPL, I found being, all the under 18s, under 25s sort of coming together, different shot selections you can learn from it, different styles of like how you can play a shot, like runners, drives and stuff. It's helped sort of develop that, especially since I play back end at under 18s. It's helped me be able to practice those shots, develop those shots up into real competitions and stuff.
Yeah, and so it helps you with match scenarios rather than just going out for a roll-up.
Yeah, definitely.
And Taylor, what's your views on the JPL and the pathway and the opportunities?
It lets you compete against some of the big players like Jack Moffat and Zoe Strachan who are at the top, and lets you see where you can be in the next few years.
And Taylor, just something that's come into my head there. You've actually recently just competed in a pairs event with Tommy Smith from Ballymoney.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that would be a big learning curve for you.
It was indeed.
Okay, he's very, very polite there, Chris. I was trying to hook him there.
I know what you were trying to get there.
I was trying to hook him there, but anyway.
He's too nice.
Yeah, you answered that very well. And I know you did very well. You got to the quarterfinal of the main NIPBA pairs.
Dylan McElroy
and Damien.
And Damien beat us.
Yeah, two very good pairs, I believe it was.
You did well to take Tommy that far with you. Well done.
Thank you.
Exactly. Okay, folks, what else do you think, is there anything else out there in terms of development opportunities that you would like to see in Irish Bowls for under 18, under 25 level in terms of pathway? Is there anything else that comes to mind that you think would be a really good initiative, or any ideas you have, or even how we get other mates involved in the sport?
I know we used to have the Scorpions Academy.
That's right.
Down in Ballymoney.
That's
that
right,
was really good.
That was good.
I tried to convince my mates to come along with school, but some of them just weren't.
They weren't biting.
Fully, but I think it definitely was a good thing to have on. For ones. You didn't have to be part of a club or anything. You could just come down, throw away, get coaching. It was a really good opportunity.
Yeah, I have to say that. Guys, when are you, Taylor, you would have been involved in the academy probably, and Adam as well, at a point in time, maybe not?
Don't think so. I think it stopped as soon as I was starting.
Sort of COVID time, Chris, wasn't it? But I think that the academies worked really, really well up to a point, and then obviously COVID happened, and it was just really hard to sort of re-energize them, I suppose. At the same time, looking at our schools program, really we want to try and get new kids from non-bowling families into the sport, and the academies was certainly a good way for them to come and practice, etc., and get them all involved in the competitive play, as you say, Brooke.
Yeah, definitely.
Folks, tell me, in terms of the mixed bowls element, obviously, of the under 18 series, we have 6 boys, we have 6 girls, and we're all playing together. How does that work for you? I'm going to ask that to Will.
It works quite well because it means the girls and the boys can get involved together and they can be friendly together and get on quite well.
Not too friendly, Will, I hope.
No comment.
But no, it's a really, really good positive initiative. And Adam, thoughts on the mixed bowling side of things?
Yeah, I think it's better doing it mixed because then you're not separated with 2 different coaches. Say, take Gary McElroy, for example. He could be with the men and the women in one, and they could be on the same week in a different place. So it makes it easier for him to be around both teams and motivate them. Okay, yeah, very, very true. And Taylor, how does it work for you?
Yeah, I enjoy the mix because it lets you, there's not a big standard difference. Ladies can be good at it, men can be good at it, and it lets them play together and compete.
And Chris, I think it's very important as well that we try and emphasise and encourage, more girls to get into sport in general, but especially within bowls.
Yeah, the next thing with bowls is it doesn't matter in your gender, male or female, or your ability, disability. Everybody can be as good or bad as the other. It's very important to try and get more, and it's an area that also we've been working on, but it would be nice to get more girls and ladies into the sport in general. It's great to see some young ones coming through.
Well, Chris, you've been very quiet during this interview, but I'm sure you're working in the background and coming up with a couple of good questions here. But anyway, how do we, as a sport, get more youngsters involved? And I'm going to ask that to Taylor.
Probably putting out a video on social media, because all the young ones are watching social media. Or you could run like a fun day and then get everyone to come, have it across different locations so it suits everyone to come.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Social media and X or Twitter as was, and TikTok and Facebook are just such, for kids, for adults now, even for people like Chris. Chris is starting to work now, the mobile phone. He's got a new phone and stuff. The flip up ones away. So it's very, very important, social media, I have to say that. Well, you're laughing there. I like to see that laugh, I have to say. Well, do you have any ideas on how we could, the friends that you talked about earlier, how do we get them to the bowling green? How do we get them interested? How do we sell our sport?
I think the school competitions would be good. Like having a school competition mid-Ulster and North Coast, everywhere around the country. Having like a school competition, short mat outdoor stadium would be good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. And guys, have we got much acknowledgement from within your schools or previously in your schools in terms of your success? Is the schools on board? Like, do they give you like a thumbs up? Do they give you a wee shout out?
Yeah, they do.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, that's pretty good because
That's good to hear, yeah.
yeah, because I remember speaking, probably to some, kids going back, and the schools maybe didn't recognise bowls even as a sport, which is ridiculous, by the way. So that's a real positive step. And tell me, folks, do we all play? I think I know the answer to this, but do we all play? We all play outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
We all play stadium,
Yeah.
and we all play short mat.
I don't play short mat.
Do you not play short mat, Brett?
Not anymore, no.
Okay.
Used to, but
Used
not
to.
anymore. Stadium sort of took over on that part of things.
Yeah. It's hard to do absolutely everything as well.
Yeah, well, Short Mountain Stadium's on the same time, so a lot of people tend to play one or the other. And if you want to try and play at the top level, you can. It's hard to mix both, so you sometimes have to make a choice.
And folks, drawing things to a conclusion, personal highlights in your bowling career to date. And I'm going to start off with Taylor. So what's your proudest achievement at this moment in time? And it doesn't have to be a trophy, but it might be a trophy or it might be a medal.
To be honest, it's probably the recent British Isles series,
Okay.
getting the silver medal.
Pretty good one to start with, I would have to say. And I'll go to Will next.
Non-25s pairs were quite nice with Kyle. That was quite nice.
That's the bullet.
Yeah. Getting it with the
Okay,
bullet was
huh?
quite nice. Yeah.
That was
And-
the NAPB under 25 pairs.
Yeah, it was nice. And plus the under 18s, it was nice too. But I think on 25 pairs topped it.
Beautiful. Yeah, a really good starting point. And Adam?
Probably the under 18 series. That or winning my first league title with my dad.
Oh, two really nice achievements here. I like them. And finally to Brooke.
I have to say, don't want to sound selfish or anything here, but the silver medal at British Isles for my under 18 singles,
Nice
which
one,
was
yes.
very recent,
Yes.
that was a big achievement.
Yeah. Well, it's great too, isn't it? That bowls is a sport whereby we can play individually in terms of singles, or we can play in that team like we have done at the recent British Isles under 18 at Leamington Spa. So there are really different skill sets involved in playing singles. You're on your own, and like you can't blame anybody. It's really up to yourself. And the team environment is just so rewarding as well, I have to say. And folks, ambitions for the future. Okay. So we're sitting here ranging between 13 and 17 with a whole bowling career ahead of us. Okay. And we're looking at the Commonwealth Games recently on the TV, etc., etc. What's our ambitions in this great sport of ours? Adam?
Probably go and play in Australia
Nice
or
one.
play at a high level of Irish bowls.
Beautiful. Get the sun on your back in Australia as opposed to Dumbarton. And Brooke?
Obviously, everyone wants to go to Australia to play bowls when they're older. It's the land of bowls, basically.
Sort of the bowls mecca, isn't it?
Yeah. Sort of up that direction, obviously everyone aims for Commonwealth, but sometimes that's a bit of an unrealistic goal.
Yeah, good, but so many opportunities there. And Taylor?
Probably winning a title with one of a high up player like Tommy Smith, for example, or my dad in the future.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll not be too far away, Taylor, the way you're progressing really well. A really strong player for Ballymoney at this moment in time. And over to you, Will.
Podium squads or BPL or on 25 team or more titles.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Well, I have to say, folks, I mean, your work ethic and your practice ethic tells me that your success at the recent British Isles hasn't came by accident. You work really hard at your bowls. You've told us about how many nights you play, the teams you're involved in, indoor, outdoor, and short mat. So hats off and fair play to you all. So big congratulations from Chris and I on your most recent success. And I believe now Chris is going to put you on the spot. So buckle up.
Make it out so I'm sort of big bad. That's
Big bad Chris.
I go with Ian said, obviously a great achievement on the silver medal recently. And the pleasure of seeing Brooke play some of her game. We were obviously over there with the Paras at Northfield at the time of the. She was playing in the game, so credit to you in the silver medal in the under 18s, a great achievement there as well. And good to hear the ambitions you have. Nothing's too far to reach for. You know, you keep playing. You look at the ones that are playing in the Commonwealth Games at the moment, and some of them were sitting where you are. You know, are not even started playing bowls when you are now. So the opportunities are there. So, have you ever heard any of our podcasts before? We do a thing called the Perfect Irish Bowler. So we'll go through bits and pieces and ask you just to name somebody. I'm just going to take you at random and work along. Person has to be from Ireland. Can be anybody. Doesn't need to be somebody who's played for Ireland. It's just anybody. It might be somebody who plays in your own club and short mat, stadium, outdoor, or whatever. It might be somebody you've played with or against something. So male or female, you can't name yourself. Sorry, Brooke. So Brooke,
Very harsh on Brooke.
I'm going to start with you, Brooke. The best prepared.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Not easy, Brooke.
Honestly, I would have to say, as much as I hate to blow his trumpet, my own dad.
Good bad job you couldn't get him in there somewhere, you know. Could have a lot of parents here maybe they were going this,
Never know.
you know, just
You never know.
they might have said I'm not taking you up there if you don't mention me, you know,
Exactly.
somewhere. Okay, Taylor, I'm going to come to you now. The best on the draw,
It
The
would,
best
it
in
would
draw
have
shot.
to be Mary McCue.
Mary McHugh. Okay, Adam, best on the drive.
Gary Kelly.
Okay, Will, who has the best delivery? Who has the smoothest delivery that you've seen? Played
Ian
with or played
McClure.
against? Sorry, do you want to change that? No, Ian McClure. Best delivery, Ian McClure.
There's a lemonade for you outside there, Will.
You did hear me say best, not slowest. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Brooke, who is the best team person?
So it can be local, it can be your club. It doesn't have to be an international player. It can be from just your mates. It
Best
can be-
team.
You call it, Brooke.
Who's never gives up, who keeps everything going, you know, who's sort of there, keeping everybody G'd up.
Oh, that's a really tough one. Honestly, not sure.
I'm going to give you time to think about that and I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Have a wee think about who's the best team person, who sort of keeps the team going. If somebody, you know, you're down 5 shots, down 8 shots, but then come on, we can keep going. Taylor, I'm going to come to you. Who's best under pressure? 5 down, somebody needs somebody hand the ball to draw the shot. Who's going to draw it for you? Who's the best under pressure?
I would say Marty Trainer.
Marty Trainer. Okay, good.
Thought Tommy might get a mention there. No? Okay.
Not anymore.
Taylor didn't leave him under the pressure, so he was all
Oh,
right.
that's true.
I was skipping it.
I took a skip at Chris.
All right, now there you go. Tommy left Taylor under pressure then. Adam, who's the mentality monster? Who never gives up? Who's just can you not shake off at all? Dogged, determined.
It's a tricky one as well.
Let you think about that while I come back to Brooke. Have we got somebody for the teammate, Brooke?
I have, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say Sean O'Neill.
Okay,
Oh,
good shout. Good shout for that, yes.
Yeah, nice one.
Well, who's the funniest? Who's the funniest player you played with? Keeps everybody in
A few
crack.
funny ones you play, we will.
Daniel Wilmot,
Oh, Daniel, yes.
Daniel.
Uh-huh.
absolute clown.
Adam, I'm going to come back to you. Have you got time to think of their mentality monster? Who's
Probably Ben Hogg.
Oh, Ben.
Yeah, Ben, be fairly concentrated. And last but not least, Brooke, change this slightly from her normally because, you know, really at your age, you shouldn't be going nights out, you know, for a general night out. Who's best to sit down and have a chat and a coffee with?
Have to say, a person I can sit and have a conversation with any day is Gracie Castley.
Okay, Gracie. Lovely. So just to recap, our perfect Irish bowler, best prepared, Philip Sterling, best in the draw, Marty McHugh, best in the drive, Gary Kelly, best delivery, Ian McClure, best team person, Sean O'Neill, best under pressure, Marty Trainer, the mentality monster, Ben Hogg, the funniest, Daniel Wilmot, and the best to sit down to a chat and a coffee with, Gracie Castley.
Not bad, Chris.
So, some good choices there, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to run into that combination at any point in time. Well, folks, listen, just remains for me to say thank you so much for coming along to the Jack in the Box podcast. On behalf of Chris and I just want to wish you all well in your bowling journeys and career and your collection of medals. If we're spared, when we do this in 10 years' time again, Chris, and see where they're all at and how many medals they've won.
They'll still be here in 10 years' time, but we might be getting wheeled in to try and talk to them.
Yeah, I know, Chris, I know. Especially you, Chris. You're 10 years older than me, maybe 12. But no, guys, thank you so much for coming along, and big thumbs up and big congratulations on your most recent success with your silver medals at the under 18 international.
Thank you.
Well, Chris, it was great to have some more of the young guns in the podcast studio.
Yes, as you said, there are people range from 13 to 17. Obviously, Brooke at 17 having played a number of years already in the under 18s, and Will at 13 playing his first time. But all, really good players, and has all come into the bowls through family, which is the normal route. And
yeah, and obviously, Chris, really hungry and passionate about our sport.
Very much so. And obviously, putting the practice in, spend time on the green, and obviously it's paying off its rewards.
Yeah, I think that the gap that remains there is just trying to, bridge new entrants into the sport from non-bowling families.
Very much so. It's always the thing. It's people are coming in, they'll come along with their parents, grandparents, and that's great. But it's getting the other ones who don't. And some very good suggestions there from someone when you're asking them, how do we get people in? Some things that, might well be worth looking at.
Thanks for listening, folks. Please tune in to the next episode of the Irish Bowls podcast, Jack in the Box.